Hello, hola, salut. Very happy to be here with you to share ideas. So, mobility. What is happening in mobility? Problems, solutions, changes, many changes. But there is, above all, a deep change in the meaning of what is mobility. And I was aware myself one day of this change of meaning, because I was walking in a street in Paris, where I live, and I stepped in front of these two words. They were written on top of a shop. These two simple words made me suddenly understand that we were in a change of meaning and in a change of paradigm. These two words, vivre mobile. Vivre mobile, living mobile. Well, these two simple words tells us very clearly that we are no more only in a question of transportation, how to go from here to there, do it quickly or not. We are in a complete change of meaning and of paradigm, because this change is not only improvement, but change on the deep meaning. So, let me illustrate this change with these two simple objects. Would you agree? Would you agree that these two objects, a smartphone and a good pair of shoes, would you agree that these are the symbolic object of the new modern mobile man or woman? They are the emblematic tools of this new modern man. And it's a bit strange because a few years ago, the symbol of mobility would have been the car, of course. It would have been the plane, it would have been the jet set, it would have been the fast train. So the symbolic aspect of mobility have shifted from car and plane to mobile phone. Well, this is the center of the new paradigm. The new paradigm of mobility is not the whole system of transportation, is the mobile person. The mobile person has a body. The mobile person has and takes care of his body. The mobile person has a brain, a trained brain, because you need a good brain to face the complexity of the world. And the mobile person has equipment. So the paradigm of mobility that I'm trying to explain is the mobile person living a mobile life in a mobile city. This is a new global scheme. Well, it is a paradigm shift because it's changing everything in the same time. The values, the tools, the services. But perhaps the more important, the more perhaps fascinating change is that it changed our representation of space and time. Space and time in the mobility paradigm is not the same. Well, space and time are changing. It's not the first time in history. Remember that when we invented the watch, it was a complete change in our idea of what it is time. So what is it? Why are we in a change of space and time frame? Well, in the old paradigm, we still do it, we used to think that life, activities, are in fixed place. You eat in a restaurant, you learn at school, you work at the office, you sleep at home, generally. So, you see, that means that in our idea, things are in the right place. This is the old wisdom of society. Things have to be in the right place. But we don't forget, we live now a mobile life. That means that the activity of life, that life itself, is in the move. So it has a lot of changes. The first aspect is that when we think that life is in fixed places, transportation is what? Transportation is, in the old paradigm, how to go to a place to another place. This is transportation. But there is a consequence, because if you think that the interesting things of life, to work, to sleep, to learn, are in places, that means that between the two places, transportation, it's nothing. It just wasted time, because the real time of life are supposed to be in the places. It has a lot of consequence for transportation. Transportation is a wasted time. As it is wasted, the best thing you can do is to reduce. And that's why we love so much speed. Speed is just a way to reduce wasted time. You follow me? Well, time is changing. Bob Dylan says it. Time is changing. But our time is changing because now we know that there are many ways to gain time. In the old paradigm, you can gain time only by acceleration. Now, everyone knows now that in a good train, it's a nice place, a train, to work. It's a very pleasant place to have a good work, or to relax, or to sleep, or to learn something, or to read. So why would we call the mobility time a wasted time? It is not a wasted time. Time in a good train is not a wasted time. So that shows us that to gain time, now we have two ways of gaining time. The first one is to reduce by speed. The second way of gaining time is to take your time and to fill it with interesting, useful, and pleasant activity. And in the future times, it will be important to choose between these two ways of gaining time, of both of them. Also, a funny thing is also, what is waiting time? Even the notion of what it is to wait for your bus is changing. When you know that your bus is going in 15 minutes, you are not waiting it. You are having 15 minutes of interesting time. You see how all the notions of time are changing. Notion of space. In the old paradigm, the notion of space is that a movement is between one place and another place. This is a movement, from the start to the end. In the new paradigm, a place is between two movements, because I am a mobile person. I'm always mobile. When I stop, when I sit, this is a place. I stop sometimes, and before to start again. Well, we have all made this experience that a place is where we meet. With the phone, with the mobile phone, you must have made this experience of adjusting the point of meeting, the point of rendezvous. You don't give a fixed place rendezvous. You just say, we will have a rendezvous in this district of the city, and then we adjust. That means that the place is depending on your movement. It is not the movement who depends on the place, it's the place who depends on the movement. This is a complete change. Well, let's go back to our diagram with a mobile person, because the mobile person is the center of our paradigm. This mobile person is, of course, a multimodal person. It has a choice. This person will organize, will compose his own mobility cocktail. A cocktail not made of alcohol, but a cocktail made of, every day you will put in your cocktail of mobility some walking, some bus, some car, some bicycle. And everyone will have his own cocktail of mobility. Everyone with his taste, his needs, his body. And you will not have the same cocktail today and tomorrow. It depends upon your needs. This is the multimodal organization of every person. Well, this is a good news. The mobile person has a body. Body is back in mobility. And it is especially back because the doctors tells us that we have to walk half an hour a day. We could say half an hour a day keeps the doctor away. And it's true. If you want to have a good heart, if you want to live long in a good shape, you must walk half an hour a day. But this changed completely the notion of mobility. Mobility is not made to go somewhere, as we thought. Mobility is made for many things, and even to be in a good shape. In a way, mobility is becoming a kind of personal development. Mobility is like yoga. It's even better than yoga, because you do it every day. You can even have augmented body with many different tools. Well, we don't forget, the center of the new paradigm is the person who has a personal mobility. This personal mobility is a competence, and as every competence, it can be enhanced by learning, teaching and learning. And we have to learn mobility. It's much more than having a driving license. We have to learn how to be mobile, how to have a good mobile existence in a mobile city, and the smart mobility. And we should learn this, teach this to children, because it's a crucial competence if you want to have a good insertion in the social life. There are many tools that will come, that we're already here. Of course, the TICs, of course, the smartphone, but many new tools are organized around what is called the 2.0 in the internet, and the cooperation, the sharing. Many tools of sharing are coming and allows you to have a smart mobility. Mobile life, I have already said, but mobile life is interesting that every aspect, any activity of your life, now you can have it in mobile modality. You can, and it's important to see that mobility is not running all the time. You can rest in mobility. And in this regard, the gardens, yes, the gardens and the parks are becoming a kind of station of mobility. Because a mobile person, what does he need? He needs to be able to stop. He needs to be able to sit, to meet people, to work, or just to chat. He needs good toilet. He needs a connection to internet. He needs a coffee. So a park with all this will be an excellent tool for the mobile life in the mobile city. This image is a park in New York, in Manhattan. Very interesting one. Well, many kinds of stations. You can have the big hub, multimodal hub. This is the La Défense in Paris. But you can have a funny, this is a funny bus stop in Taiwan. You can have only a simple bench, a public bench in the street is a station of the mobile person of today. Well, I will sum up this aspect by saying that the new paradigm is a paradigm which is a shift in the value. We are going from the classical value of transportation with it, which is how to go far and fast. The faster, the farther, where the old value, the classic value. We are more and more now in another kind of value, which is how to make new contacts, new relation. Mobility is about giving you contact and relation to the world, to other people, to other ideas. Opportunities, serendipity, and good health. And you see that the scope of the value is much wider than pure speed. I found an image. This is an image in the Parisian metro. This is Tango, so I don't forget that I'm in Buenos Aires. And Tango is a good image I found of mobility with link, mobility with relegancia in Spanish. And a movement which allows you to be close to other ones. Tango is a wonderful symbol and reality for that. Well, now let's finish this presentation with the question of tools, because there is a lot of innovation in this new paradigm. Of course, the tools will be the digital tools. Of course, it will be the technology of information tools. But a very important aspect of the process itself of innovation is the hybridization. And we are able now to find it everywhere, this process of hybridization. The most famous, perhaps, is the hybridization that was created by the city of Curitiba in Brazil, this genius city, which they were able to mix, kind of mixing of hybridization of bus and subte and metro. You take a bus and a metro, genes of the bus, genes of a metro, and you produce a third thing, which is no more a bus, no more a metro. It's a new mode of transportation. It has been called the BRT, or the metro bus. I think you have now one in Buenos Aires. It's very interesting because it was the first one of a wide spectrum of possibility of creating new modes. Well, I like very much this one. This is another hybridization of walking and bus. It's a very funny thing. If you want to take children to the school, you create a kind of bus route, because there is a route traced on the map that the children are going on. There are stops, a kind of bus stop where the children wait for the bus. There is a schedule, The bus will come at 7, 7:30, etc. There is a driver, which is a parent of one of the children, and this is exactly like a bus, but there is no hardware. It's a good mixing of the idea of bus and the legs. Well, the car is going to have a lot of public and personal mixing. You perhaps know that this is the future of car, perhaps, is a public car, the public personal car. And I think it's very important not to forget that perhaps one of the most promising hybridization is and will be the hybridization between virtual and physical. There will be a lot of new, and I don't even know which one, but I'm sure that there will be new innovation, unheard innovation, which will be this kind of hybridization. I'll just give you a funny example. When you play tennis, Wii tennis, you play just with a thing like that. So it's not real. There is no ball, there is nothing. But after 10 minutes, if you're not a great sportsman like me, you sweat. And sweat is real. The sign of reality is sweat. So you have something which is, you cannot say it's real, you cannot say it's virtual, it's something new. It's a real hybridization that belongs to both categories. I believe that there will be a lot of innovation of this inspiration. Well, and this shows us that in a city, let's go back to the city. In a city, we will need a lot of a variety of modes. In a way, we could say that in the natural world, a natural ecosystem needs biodiversity. A good city needs a modal diversity. So we will have not 3, 4, 5 modes in a good city. We will have 30 or 50 modes. We will have slow ones and quick ones. We will have big and small. We will have individual and collective. We will have all the mixing of all that. There will be a lot of modes, and we are entering a period of creation of new modes. Well, perhaps this is a new mode. Indeed, this shows that, in a way, walking has to be recreated. We will recreate, we are already doing it. We are reinventing walking. Walking, has been an old mode. We forgot walking, and now we will have perhaps innovation walking in the cities. And let's finish with this idea, this image. The good city of tomorrow is a walkable city. That doesn't mean that you do nothing but walking. It means that the walking person will be able to take bus and car, but the base is to have a good walkable city, which is infrastructure for all mobility. Thank you.